Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I was in process doing some stuff. Process. When I heard, so there's someone out there who's got a very large energy. And there are those who, look at folks as a commodity, right? As an energy source, a battery. So there's somebody out here that's got very, very large energy, and they're talking about processing it in California. Now, I don't know what processing means, but it seems to me that it's a clear intention of a harvest of sorts. You know, it's really sad to me that there are entities here who look at humans of high vibration, earth angels and such, as a commodity, as a battery, as an energy source. And they've been harvesting it as such for quite some time. It's a regular thing. And this is what we're up against right now. And I think that right now is a serious issue for them, because a lot of folks have gained their freedom from contracts and from relationship connections. They're not able to use many of you as batteries right now, and I think that with what's been going on, they might be actually needing energy. So, and then there was the thing that I managed to glean out of somewhere, that these ones were planning on eliminating the strongest male and then prostituting or whatever the strongest female. So this is the way they've been doing the cycles, the big cycles, is they get rid of the strongest male and then they take the strongest female and then they harness all of her gifts, which are great creator manifesting in abundance gifts as the mother. And then they put all this horrible stuff onto the masculine. So I would like to know what's going to be going on with this process. You know, these ones who talk about humans as though they are batteries, and that they want to do something with the strongest masculine and, whatever they want to do with this feminine energy, processing it. It's wild to me that they would talk about like transfer of essence, like into another form or and such, like transferring the essence into another body. And I just don't think that, that's a great idea. I don't particularly care for that idea, processing and all of that. So I'd like to know what's happening with the idea of processing this feminine energy source that these dominator masculines want to obtain the possession of the inner gifts. How's that going to work out with this processing? What's going on with that, Spirit? How's that going to work out? Three of Swords. Heartbreak, trauma, grief, depression. So I'm reading this that they are suffering from this separation. They're it could be, yeah, they're needing energy. They've been cut off from, I think they've been cut off from the essence of the feminine, the divine mother, and they need that because that's the creator energy. That's where the womb, that's where the spark, that's where everything is. And I do believe that this is the mother, the source of creation. They're in heartbreak and grief and depression because they're in a nightmare over it. They're in a freaking nightmare over it. And they want to trap it. Challenged by Five of Swords reversed. Winning the fight, making amends. They're challenged because you won the fight. They lost access to you. They're having inner conflict. In the subconscious, you have the Two of Cups, a soulmate partnership and union, a new union. And they're wanting to come in and be heroic and assertive with that. They want to steal you back. They want to steal you back away from your Two of Cups union. So they're talking smack, being all threatening and stuff, because you won and you're in a new connection. And they've lost access to your gifts, to your essence, to your energy. In the recent past, Seven of Wands, battle ready, assertive. Maybe you were ready for battle, maybe they're ready for battle. It was the intention and expectation, Spirit. Ten of Cups. You're getting battle ready. Everybody's getting battle ready. And their intention is to have a happy family and to protect this love. In the near future, your hard work pays off. Seven of Pentacles. And these ones are in a Five of Cups. Disappointment and regret. Failure. The lens is being looked through. Justice. The law of cause and effect. Planning for the future. The truth is known about what these future plans are in the environment. High Priestess. See, you're the High Priestess. You've got the connection to the Most High. You've got all this intuitive wisdom. They want to snatch that, but you're already with somebody else, and they're like, they're wanting to play hero and go get it back. Hopes and fears. Sun. The sun is shining. There's success and joy for this high priestess. There's justice here regarding these ones who are just trying to steal your Two of Cups, your Ten of Cups. The family is here. Protecting it. You already won the fight. You won the fight. You're in this Two of Cups, and these ones want to come in and fight with your new family and try to steal you back. Isn't that just the way? Isn't that just the way? What's the outcome, Spirit? Page of Cups reversed. Obsession, immaturity, vanity, and bad news. Doesn't look like it ends well for them. Because you're confident and courageous. Here in the Page of Wands. And you're the Queen of Cups Empress. Your love is overflowing and abundant in this teamwork. And you get a victory and you're moving forward. Queen of Pentacles is bringing a freaking tower. The mother is bringing a freaking tower. The mother and the Emperor and the Angel, they're bringing a tower to this devil. Devil's in a tower. Devil's in a tower. The family's putting the screws to it. It's just weird, you know. I know this stuff is like a habitual pattern of the previous cycle. These dominator masculines, that they've been brutalizing the living and life and energy. They've been using humans and other animals and whatnot as battery sources, as a commodity, as a vital force of sustenance, if you will. And they've been processing it in all kinds of ways, and this is what they're talking about right now, is getting this energy source and processing it, the vitality of it, using it as a battery. They're calling it an appetizer. See, they're looking for the cream of the crop, but they found one that might do for now. I don't know. So anyway, they got cut off, and they're in a heartbreak and a trauma. They're in a nightmare because they don't have the vitality that they need to keep things going. Right? They need to feed their source, whatever that is. Unfinished business. So there's still things to resolve. There's an end to this conflict. You won the fight. Five of Swords reversed. There's an end to this conflict with those who neglected, who failed to give you what you needed. You've left them behind, and now they're in heartbreak and grief and trauma. And it's like, this is so whacked. Because they can't hurt you anymore. They're in a nightmare. You've won the fight with those who failed to give you what you needed. That's over. You're in a new harmonious union here. A beautiful soulmate partnership. Partnership. Union. And you got these people here who are wanting to come forward and play hero and fight with your new family. They're chasing after your destiny. They don't want you sharing it with another family. They're chasing after your destiny. They want to own your life and identity and destined path. So they're going to come forward and play hero and try to fight your new family for it. So your family is battle ready. They are battle ready. They're standing up for themselves and they're being assertive. Their intention is to have this 10 of Cups, this reunion, this happy family, full of love, fighting for love. Reunion. You're together. You're together and you are battle ready. Your intention and expectation is to have a happy family, happy endings, a reunion, a marriage. You're already here in a 2 of Cups union, reunited in your 10 of Cups. And you got this jackwagon coming forward wanting to fight and take it away from your new family, to split you up, to interfere. That black hole that they've been feeding. As that black hole that they've been feeding the vitality to. Your hard work pays off. And they are disappointed and failing. Your hard work pays off with this soul tie. Justice is here. And you're planning for the future. You are inseparable. Your love is always there despite the distance. You're a high priestess. You're very passionate about what it is you got going on here. And you appreciate everything. You care about everything. Very much. Hopes and fears Your hope is for a success, a celebration, and positivity. This happy family. No third party. Happy family. Somebody's getting bad news. The vanity, those who are vain, are getting bad news. They're immature. There's an understanding of their side of the story, of both sides of the story. Reflection. Regret. Too late to take any action. It's time. And those who are in their pride have been found guilty and they want to escape. They're going into solitary confinement, perhaps. Confused by your absence and your detachment. You never gave up hope. Never give up. See, never giving up, that's the thing. That's where patience comes in. The value of patience is priceless. Patience can get you through everything. Even when love is difficult to find inside, patience can get you through it. It's incredible. And the way that you grow through that experience, man, it's but it's a choice. So these ones are in heartbreak and grief. They're talking about processing somebody's energy in California, I believe. There's something about California, something about processing, and I do believe that it's they want to harness somebody's energy. They want to go get it and then take it there and process it somehow. They feel they're in a nightmare. They've lost contact with the source energy that they need. This 10 of Cups, right? The High Priestess and her love cups and all of her knowledge and wisdom and connections to source, the sacred wisdom. So they feel that there's unfinished business here because they're in a nightmare. They have to get that wisdom. They have to reconnect. They need it in order to develop the illusion They think that there's still things to resolve and discuss. They're challenged because they failed to give you what you needed. They neglected you, and so you ended the conflict. You won the fight. Or they're challenged because they want to make amends for neglecting you, but it's too damn late. Or they're hoping to get in a union. Oh my gosh. These ones are in heartbreak. They're having a nightmare. There's still things to resolve and discuss. They want to make amends, but they neglected you. they're in their head, they're thinking that they want to have a Two of Cups union with you, so they're being heroic and coming forward and chasing your destiny. This is all it. It's about you and your destiny, because they don't have one. They got to hijack yours. But I think they're upset because you're already in a partnership with somebody and they've been cut off. They're in a heartbreak and a trauma and a drama. They're in a nightmare because you are here with somebody else. They want to come forward and play hero. They didn't get it. So they want to come take it. There could be, I mean, these guys are getting desperate, right? So there could be some, just mind your surroundings. Service. They need your services. They need your services, High Priestess. They need to dress up in your essence, so that they can appear as though they help others. But it's not that at all, because they neglect others. They just want to dress up and appear as such. They need your services, so they want to try to end this conflict. But there's no, it's done. You won the fight with this one who failed to give you what you needed. They're under judgment. They're under judgment and they're chasing after you. They don't want to accept this. They want to force you to serve them. They want to take you out of your reunion, but you're battle ready. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. You are courageous. And you're probably really sick of men forcing you to serve them according to their own ideals, when you are this beautiful essence that should be treated with respect. So you are here in your reunion with your family, your new family, your Two of Cups harmony union. You're battle ready. You're going to stand up for yourself with courage and trust. And you're focused on the lighter side of life. You're happy about this. You're happy. You've got courage. You trust it. You're happy with it. You're happy. You're in your purpose together. Your intention and expectation is to have this Ten of Cups marriage, this union. And somebody in the shadows here is not finding this humorous at all because they weren't successful. They're under judgment. They don't want to accept this. They're stuck in the shadows. They need you, High Priestess, so they can get themselves out of the shadow. You're their ticket out of there. You're the relationship that's for the higher good, but they neglected you. They're not a relationship that's for your higher good. So your hard work pays off. You've got this soul tie here. These ones aren't finding it humorous. They're unsuccessful. They're in the shadows. And you've got your reunion here. Baby, what are you doing? You're kind of in the way, honey. Oh my goodness. Your hard work pays off, and they're disappointed and in regret. They gotta, they failed because you got results. You got your 10 of Cups. The shadow side is unsuccessful. They don't think it's funny. It was all imagination. Justice is being served. You're planning for the future. Your love is always there despite the distance. Death. This is over. This is over. High Priestess appreciates everything. Cares about everything. Oopsie. Has persevered and is at peace with friends. Somebody doesn't know what to do. The sun is here. There's a celebration. There's no third parties. No third parties who are envious. They don't know what to do. About this change. So that's bad news because you have an understanding of what's been going on. And so there is an understanding of what's going on. This isn't just it's out in the open. So, you know, it's not a sneak attack. There's no sneak attack. I think that's why they were successful, you know, in previous. It was a sneak attack. It was like a lie, an illusion, and I think maybe, I don't know, I think maybe there were a lot of sneak attacks. In the little mini cycles within the larger cycle, I think there were a lot of mini attacks, and it just didn't go well. Yeah, there's an understanding. You know what you're here to do. You're in your purpose. Somebody's got bad news. They're immature. They're vain. There's an understanding. You see their side of the story. You know what their purpose is. Their purpose is to... What? They're envious. Envious. And in regret. There's bad news for them. You have an understanding of their side of the story, and you are in your purpose. Happy, courageous, trusting in this reunion. And so that's bad news for them. The envious and regretful. Because you have gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. You're an empathic person. You're open to seeing both sides of a situation. With the understanding there, you can see both sides of a situation. You can see the truth clearly. You are in your purpose, revealing the truth, shining a light as bright as you are, exposing things, and they're mad that you're doing that. They want your forgiveness. There's a return to balance and truth. It's so interesting to me, you know, and it's not, you know, hey, I didn't want this, you know, I didn't want to be connected to folks who talk about processing in plants in California or whatever for energy harvesting. Man, I don't want to hear that crap. I'm really not into it. I'd rather not. But here they are, heartbroken and trauma and grief and depressed over this nightmare. They can't sleep. They're having fear and anxiety. They think there's unfinished business. They want your services. They want to force you to service them so they feel like they can take it. You're just a woman after all. They're not doing well. They're overloaded. They're overwhelmed. They're not at peace. They're in a nightmare, in a heartbreak. 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords. They think there's unfinished business. They want your services. They're messed up without you. Completely messed up without you. Bad, in a bad way. And so they're getting very threatening, I think. I think that's what that is. There's this big threatening, you know, for the earth angels and the high vibers, those who are shining really bright, who have big energy. They have something. There's a thing, something that they've been servicing that they owe energy to, wisdom to. Connections. If they don't have this connections with the higher, then they're stuck in the lower. That's that disconnect. And that's the thing I think that Paul, oh dang it, where's my phone? I posted something on my community page from Paul, and he was saying what 1/10 this way or that way, and the connection between the upper and lower is severed. So I think that's what's happening for these ones. They want to fight because they've lost their high priestess. They've lost connection to the higher. Their bridge has been severed. They no longer have the bridge to the higher. So they want to come get her and process her and force her to service them. But she's already in union with another family. So now they want to come and fight that family and take it. They're under judgment for neglecting her in the previous cycle. She won the fight. And she's having sweet dreams. And they're challenged by that. They're challenged because they're in a nightmare and she's having sweet dreams. She's in this 2 of Cups soulmate union. They want to come forward and play hero. They're chasing after her destiny. They don't want to accept the fact that she's walking away into a new family. She's taking her gifts, her connections to the higher, and she's moving in with a new family. And they don't want to accept it. They're being stopped. or they're trying to stop you from leaving, but they want to stop you, but it's too late. You're already here. But they're trying to stop you. They're chasing after your destiny. They want to stop you, but they're going to be stopped. Oh. So you could look at this, we're going to have to clarify. They want to stop death. Maybe they want to stop death because the high priestess has been separated and is with this new family. Oh, that's death. That means they're no longer connected to the higher, to the upper, to the heavenly. That's death. They're trying to stop death by kidnapping the high priestess, processing her essence and forcing her to service them. So you're here in your reunion, you're battle ready, or this high priestess is here with her family, courageous, happy to be together. They're on the right path. They're on the right path, and they can trust it. They've got the inner connections. So, and they're 10 of Cups, right? The reunion. They're going to defend this reunion. They're going to defend this reunion, and they're going to persevere over this shadow who's not having a good time. They're not having a good time at all. Heartbreak, trauma, grief, nightmare, fear, and they're not successful. Moving against these guys, trying to play hero, trying to stop death, they're unsuccessful. Because these ones are persevering. They're bound to their commitments. And they're being rejected, going through withdrawals. So yeah, there's this weird, man, I don't like hearing stuff like that. I mean, I feel like I'm going to get myself in trouble talking about it, but what are you going to do? I mean, there's serious stuff going on. Somebody's real mad. They lost their high priestess. They want to go get her and force her to service them. They want to process her somehow to try to stop death. To try to stop death. But she's all relaxed. In this soul tie in the near future, their hard work is going to pay off. And those who are prideful in the mind are going to be disappointed. Justice is being served. You're making plans for the future. Your love is always there despite the distance. And there's death here. The lens is being looked through. And that's the shadow side, the withdrawal, the rejection, the commitment, the binding commitment to the shadow, the pride that is disappointed and in regret in the mind, and they're having this death. There's an ending. There's a separation. They don't win. They're not going to get the high priestess. The high priestess is here in the environment. She has an appreciation for everything. She cares about everything. She's connected to her intuition when she doesn't know what to do. She is connected to the intuition here, of course, as the high priestess. Connected to the intuition. An appreciation for everything. We got adventure in the reverse. I really feel that that's these that are bound to their commitments, and these prideful ones, they're disappointed. There's a death here that they're looking through. They're looking through the lens of death. They didn't get your adventure. The sun is here. You're celebrating the fact that there's no third parties, and that's a change. The change is that there's no third parties in this reunion, in this marriage, in this new family tree. Change, investigation. There could be an ongoing investigation, which is bringing bad news to this Page of Cups reversed. This vain person, they see their side of the story, so everything is seen. You're entering your purpose, or their purpose has been seen, and it could be that they're getting cast away. They're getting cast away. This is the conclusion. You gain. And they're frightened and going to be suffering some natural disasters because of what they were trying to do to his sweetheart and her family. Oh. They could be suffering an accident. They're in danger. They're all nutty in the head. They could be in danger. Yeah, they're frightened because of this natural disaster, this casting away. It's the conclusion. What they were trying to do to his sweetheart here is they're going to receive wrath, is what they're getting. They're getting wrath. They're trying to pour wrath. They're trying to pour their nightmare, their heartbreak, their trauma, their grief, their complete imbalance onto this high priestess. Their death, their imminent death. They're trying to stop death, but here in the lens that they're looking through, there is death. They can't, I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. They want to offload it onto this high priestess. They want her to pay the debt. And they want to somehow process her. And I don't know what this is. Is this like a sacrifice or something? Coming forward with their sword, trying to play hero. This could be that they're unsuccessful at binding anyone, or they're just unsuccessful and bound. The soldier is sick. The soldier is sick. Heartbreak, trauma, grief, nightmare, insomnia, anxiety, fear. They're not calm at all. They're overloaded, overwhelmed. They feel there's unfinished business. They need the services of this high priestess. They're in a bad way. They're sick. Mentally sick, physically sick. They're in fear. Yeah, malady. They're really sick. This pleasure seeker. The conflict has ended. You won the fight over this one who neglected you. They are under judgment and you're having sweet dreams. They're not happy. They're really not happy that you're having sweet dreams. You're in this Two of Cups union. They want to come forward, play hero. They're chasing after the destiny of this high priestess. They don't want to accept the fact that she's in union with somebody else. And they're trying to stop death by forcing her, by what? By kidnapping her, sacrificing her, processing her vitality somehow, trapping it, forcing it to be of service in the higher. They want to reconnect to the higher. They're stuck in the shadows. They've lost their connection with the high priestess, which means they no longer have that connection to the upper. So they're stuck in the shadow. They don't have the bridge. The upper and the lower have been separated for them, and they're stuck in the lower. And she is now in union with somebody else, which means she's the bridge for this other family. Her new family. Her love. Her love. They're ready to fight for it very courageously. They're not going to back down. They're so happy right now, and they're going to persevere. Foe. This foe is trying to stop death by rushing forward, playing hero, and somehow managing to possess this high priestess and all of her gifts. Servant in the reverse. You're not a servant. You're not a servant to these people, to your new family. They don't look at you as a servant. They look at you as a family. These other ones, this soldier, and they looked at you like you were a servant. But your new family doesn't see you that way. You are of service. There's a difference. You pour your love cups into the family because it's what you do. It's what you love to do. These ones trapped you and drained you by force while failing to give you what you needed. So you won the fight with that, whatever. You escaped that trap or that, whatever that was. You escaped it. Isn't that wonderful? Your new family doesn't see you as a servant. They're just partaking in the services that you offer, that you came here to offer, and that were so egregiously abused by these others. They're all up in their thoughts about it. This isn't funny. They're going through withdrawals. They're going through withdrawals. They were using your vitality, your essence, your light. They were feasting on you as a battery, as a source, as an energy source. They're going through withdrawals. They're bound to their commitments. They're stuck in the shadows. They're unsuccessful at gaining you back. They're going through withdrawals. They're in sadness and regret. They're disappointed in a 5 of Cups. They got this pride. They're stuck in their imagination over your soul tie and the fact that your hard work is paying off and you're relaxed, you're tranquil, you're at peace. Merchant. They owe the merchant. This high priestess's energy and her connections and whatever it was that she could manifest for them, they owe the merchant. They're bound to the commitments that they made. Justice is being served. You're planning for the future. Your love is always there despite the distance. And there's a death here for these who are prideful, stuck in their head. They're disappointed. They were trying to stop death by trapping this high priestess and her energy, her essence, and her connections to the high. They were chasing after her destiny. They still are. They're foes. They're a soldier who's extremely sick right now, having a nightmare. Money. It was all for money. Those who are chasing after money are going to go in the grave. Those who wanted to sell the high priestess to the merchant for money are going to experience death. The high priestess appreciates everything. She cares about everything. When she has moments of indecision, she connects to her intuition. She's very intuitive. And these ones who are chasing after her destiny, they don't get her adventure and they can't take her house. The house could be the temple, the vessel of the spirit, of the soul, of the vitality. So they can't take her adventure. Meaning they can't take her destiny and they can't take her house. She's very connected intuitively. They're going to fail. And they need consolation. There's a success here with the sun. There's no third parties. There's a new family tree. A very vital and living family tree. There is a change here. There's proof of everything that's been going on. There's evidence. And I was wondering, and asking, I'm like, what's with California? Because they keep talking about California. And today I heard processing, so I'm like, oh, okay. And they're talking about this energy, this feminine energy. So it's like they wanna force it. Oh. There's a success here, a celebration. There's no third parties here. This is a new vital family tree. There is a change. Evidence here is proof of what's happening with these ones, and there's death and imprisonment in this investigation. This is bad news for those who are vain and immature. There's an understanding of what their purpose was regarding this sweetheart. So they're being cast away, and they're frightened by this. They're going to have to suffer some natural disasters, some risky situations. And this is the game card. It says conclusion. This is the conclusion of this and what they have been doing against this sweetheart. And there is joy here. Joy. It's the conclusion. These ones coming against and threatening this high priestess are not gonna, it's not gonna end well for them. It's just not. They were waiting, so they're waiting, or maybe those who are not sweethearts are waiting. Or maybe those who are not sweethearts are getting cast away, suffering natural disasters. They're very frightened about it. And there's joy here, and maybe you're just waiting. I don't know. Somebody's waiting for something. Maybe these ones are waiting for death. They're trying to stop death. They're looking at the death of money. And then here they've got death and imprisonment. They're sighing because you, or maybe they're surprised, or maybe this lover, there's conversation. Maybe they're sighing because you and your lover are talking. Maybe you're telepathically connected. I mean, you are here. So maybe they're upset that you two are intimately connected, and maybe, yeah. And so this enemy, this haughty enemy, is surprised by the Lord. Maybe the Lord's listening in. Or maybe you're with the Lord. Maybe the Lord's listening in and saying, hey, I see what you're trying to do there with that high priestess and her reunion. Or maybe she is reunited with the Lord. Or maybe this high priestess, see, well, I think what happened is these ones in the previous cycle, this soldier who is now sick, what they did was they cut off the connection between this high priestess and the upper. They assumed the role while burying her in shadow. And I think what happened is she won the fight over those who were neglecting to give her what she needed. And she rose up out of that and now is like having sweet dreams and stuff and free of that and in union with somebody else. She was able to sever that connection and take all her gifts and her life and merge in with another family for a new family tree. A bright and sunny and shiny vitality, full of vitality, family tree, full of vitality, full of good connections and knowledge with the upper, right? And with everything in between. That's really sweet. So they had cut her off. And now she's back. She's seen. And now they're chasing after her, trying to snatch her, bury her again, and assume the role. Processing her somehow. Freaking wild, man. This enemy is going to suffer a misfortune. This enemy priest is in sorrow over your love, needing consolation because that's your innocence caused them a misfortune. See, I think they tried to buried the high priestess, covered her in blame, covered her in shame, kept putrefying her energy with their own essence, thinking that she was not going to be able to reunite. But they thought wrong. And now they have to, now their only chance is to, what? Grab her up in the 3D and process her? vitality at some freaking plant somewhere in California. I don't know. Watch your surroundings. If spirit wakes you up in the middle of the night and you're very intuitive, you're very connected. If spirit wakes you up in the middle of the night and gives you instruction, you follow it to the T. Okay? But there's no reason for you to freak out. Just stay relaxed. You're in this soul tie and you're going to be fine. The hard work is going to pay off. My boy's laying on my mouse. All right, everyone. Well, you know, I don't know. I wasn't going to talk about this processing in California stuff, but the thing is that I wanted to mention it because maybe some of you know about that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what this is. All I know is what I think, what I intuitively am picking up on, and it's not pretty. This is a dangerous situation for this high priestess and her family. So, her new family. Now, whether the new family is in the spirit, I'm not sure how this is working out. Okay? As far as physical locations, you know, spiritual locations, you know, I don't know where all this is happening, how it's happening, but these ones are chasing the destiny of this high priestess and they want her. So I really think that they probably want to pick her up in the 3D somehow and then snatch her and then somehow claim the vitality of the vessel. This is what I think they're pondering and what they're planning, and this is what their heroic action of this foe is going to be. But it's not going to work out well for them. So just keep that in mind and relax. Just relax. Relax and be happy, knowing that you will persevere. Don't worry about it, in other words. See you on the next one, everybody.